Hey guys, you're watching One and Only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Minigame. ZombieZ 2 is what we're working on at the moment. And enchanting. Enchanting is something that we want to think about today. I want an enchantment table, as you can see on my hotbar, somewhere on the map to allow the ability to have stronger weapons or like enchanted armor. Not that it's going to be that much stronger because there's going to be no bookshelves around it or anything like that. You're not going to get any crazy protection out of it. And obviously the armor itself isn't going to last that long, but just something as like a bonus goal for you to try and get. However, I did forget about one thing. Enchantment has obviously changed since I last done a ZombieZ map, and it now requires lapis. So what we're going to have to do is either hide some lapis around the map in chests, or do something like occasionally a dispenser will fire out a piece of lapis somewhere, and if you find it, you get to keep it. If you don't find it, it'll just despawn and you won't ever get it. Sort of like a bit of luck involved. I don't know, but I asked you guys, where do you think we should put the enchantment table? I wanted it sort of in the middle, but if I had it in the ground, you'd be able to cheat the system somehow and be able to get it without having to go into the lava that I want to have around it. If I had it in the sky, it means it'll either be floating, which sucks, so I've got to do some sort of structure to hold it up there, which I don't really like the idea of putting stuff up that high. And then someone said, well, you know the Eye of Ender idea that you had, using the portals and the Eyes of Ender to unlock either extra areas in the map or to unlock armor and stuff like that. Well, why not use that again somewhere? And I was thinking like really hidden, like around the, well, not hidden, but like in a spot around here. But you've got to get 3 of them in. Like either if you're working as a team, you've all got to work together to get 3 or 4 of them even next to each other. Like we could have, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look. Once you get all 4 of them in, it'll then somewhere on the map open up an enchantment table. But that I don't quite know where yet. That's something that I sort of really, really like the idea of. They might not even have to be next to each other. What if we done it in a way that there's like 1 here, and there's 1, I don't know, inside the caravan, and there's 1 inside the reception room, and once you do all of those, it'll then open up. I sort of like that idea better. I really, really like that idea better. It's really, really simple to do as well. All we've got to do is put a comparator behind it. Boop, like that. And then if there's an Eye of Ender not in it, it's not lit. If it is, boom, it is lit, which will give us out a redstone signal, and all we need to do is put that through an AND gate for all 3 of them. Once the game recognizes that all 3 have been filled, it'll then let the output happen. Very, very easy. Very, very easy to do. No problem at all. So, I don't want any more caravans or anything like that. I think that is sort of the size. This is sort of basically the size of the map. What we're going to want to do, though, is I think I want to have something like a spruce fence along this side of the road. We said that we were going to have a tunnel at the end there. So, let's just cover this up going down here. Let's get a splash potion as well. I want to try and get the trees down today as well. That will that'll give us a complete idea of how big this map's going to be. We don't want it too big. You don't want to get lost. You don't want to it to be so big that the zombies don't find you. You know, you always want to be hunted down by them. That's obviously the fun part about it. So you want it to sort of be in a range where at least 1 or 2 zombies are always going to be looking at you. And that's going to be pretty cool. I think I want a cobblestone wall starting here, going this way. I like to mix up my fence designs. It really, really helps the look of things. So that'll come up to here. This will go down the edge. Can I fit through that gap? Oops. I can. Okay, we don't want that. Let's replace this end then with some sort of block. Yeah, like that. Boom. Just to stop that. Stops you from getting over it, clambering over it. We'll double check at the end and make sure that you can't, like, climb out anywhere. I think we can do it in a way that you won't be able to. At the edge here, we're going to have some leaves. These will obviously have to be 2 blocks high. Obviously. And I think we'll have hedge come down and then down this way. Obviously, we haven't quite finished off spawn yet. Most of the redstone at spawn stand, but we haven't really prettied it up at all yet. So that'll come down here. Nobody can get out this side. Down here, I want to have the cobblestone wall to there. I want fence this way. Then I want hedge this side. That needs to be 2 blocks tall so people don't get out. In fact, we want it... Oh no, people are still going to be able to climb over like that, aren't they? We'll have to do it like that. Can I get through there? No, I can't get through there. And I can't get through there. There's no way that I can get on top of that either. Beautiful. This can be only 1 block high. I don't mind people jumping over that. Zombies can walk over it that way and everything, so that works out really well. And then this side has to be 2 blocks tall as well. Well, no, I can't have things like that because then people can get on and walk across and get out. I'm sure I'll forget some spots and I'm sure I'll make a mistake where people can get out anyway. At the moment, though, I think it's only at the 2 road ends. I don't think once that's built up higher, they won't be able to get out there. People can't get on top of the caravans because we deliberately don't want people to. You can get on here, but that ain't really too much. Can zombies hit you if you was up here? Let's test it. So only one way to find out. We should make it nighttime as well so they don't burn. And then survival. They all came inside. Okay, what I'm going to do then... There we go. Okay, so if I bust the window on that one... Let's make it daytime again. Ah, they're going to kill me. I'm going to die on my own map. I did die on my own map. What did I hit as well? I hit mob griefing, didn't I? Or something like that? I don't know. Oh, and it's still in survival. Okay, go and pick that all back up again. Pick it all up, pick it all up, pick it all up. I think that's a pretty good way to get round it. I don't think they can get on there. Everything that we add, like these sort of logs, you sort of need to test and make sure that you can't get up anywhere. People can get on top of here, but I'm pretty sure zombies can still hit you from on there, so I'm not really worried about that. There's no way that anybody can sort of parkour their way up there, is there? No, no chance. I doubt it anyway. Yeah, people can get through there. Zombies will always find their way round to you if you was on there. With some testing, we should be okay. What was I going to do next? Oh, yeah, we've got all that. Let's get the trees down. At least the saplings in. I'm going to put some saplings in off camera around here, and I shall be back. Okay, so just on the sort of last layer here, I'm making the trees, like, on the edge here, between 4 and 6 blocks deep. The last thing that we want to happen is if you're on the inside of the map and you look through the trees, you can see the rest of the super flat world. I don't want that. That's sort of the wrong impression. It's not immersive, is it? You want to be as immersive as possible. So just making the tree forested area a little bit thicker should stop anybody from seeing through it. They're already starting to grow as well. They grow pretty quick when you've got that many of them. Oh, that's a beautiful looking tree. Look at that one. That gives us now the exact size of our map. I think that's a pretty good size. There's a few caravans that we can definitely fit in around the side here. We can fit like one there and one that way. I don't think I want... I might actually move this wall here. Yeah, I do. I need to move that over. That's not meant to even be there. Hold on. Wall. That should have been up here instead, not over there. Yeah, because I don't want any caravans on this side of the path. So I have this down here. Oh, that makes a look at this. This makes a perfect spot for the end portal to go right there. Look, just like right hidden around the corner here. You can't see it unless you actually went round to it. That's pretty sick. Okay, let's change this out to a too high. No, this doesn't have to have anything here, does it? No, this can be... Oops. That could be that. Stops people from getting out there. There'll be trees all in this area now. Instead. Ooh. And down this way. Those hedges need to stay at the bottom here, because that stops people from going out onto the road and around the wall and then back again, you see. So, yeah, there'll just be saplings now. All in here. Beautiful. Ooh. Now, let's start thinking about where we want these locations to be for some of our special stuff. Some of the power-ups, some of the, the enchantment table setup stuff. So I've got one there. How many do we want of these? Do we want 3 or 4? Let's have 3. 3 of these sort of special ones. We'll have one hidden behind there. We'll have, I don't really want it by the doors to the redstone there. I could have, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to grow a tree right here. I do this one by hand, since it's only one. If I can find where the bone meal is. There it is. Grow a tree right there. Have the second one, yeah, I think hidden there. It's not really hidden, but you know what I mean. It's just out of the way. And then the third one, I can't get in. I made it so I made it deliberately so I couldn't do that. And then the third one, yeah, maybe hide it as if it was one of the plant pots there. I know they're not like hidden, but it's not meant to be hidden. So if you put an Eye of Ender in all 3 of those, it will open up where the enchantment table is. How am I going to differentiate between these ones and like the weapon ones? Or do we do something else for the weapon ones? We're gonna do a hopper filter system for the other ones. Yeah. So if you find Eyes of Ender on the map, they're gonna go into one of these 3. Let's say there's 3 of them on the map, hidden somewhere in chests. They go in there. And then if you want to unlock weapons and armor, then we'll have a hopper filter system similar to how we have in Zonocraft, or exactly the same that we have in Zonocraft, that will have other things hidden around the map on, like, I don't know, maybe even food or something like that. I don't want rotten flesh because you're going to have so much of it. I don't know, maybe like gold nuggets or something like that. We can hide some gold nuggets around the map, or diamonds. And when you throw, we'll have like a hopper actually built into the ground. Oops. Come here. We'll have a hopper that's actually like in the ground like this. And if you throw your gold nuggets into it, it'll fire out a piece of armor. If you throw in something that isn't what it's meant to be, like like a hopper, for example, or rotten flesh, you're most likely to throw into it, it'll just get filtered out of the system, and you won't get anything for it. You'll have to put this specific treasure inside of it. I like that. I like that idea a lot. So where's the enchantment table going to go, though? We can have this anywhere. It just sort of opens up in the ground. But maybe we have it hooked up to a clock. So even though you've put all 3 in each spot, it'll open up the enchantment table, but only temporarily, and then it'll close again, and then it'll open up, and then it'll close again, like on a little clock. We can do a really efficient, lagless clock very, very easily. But where would we want it? Just something that like a block pulls down from. You know, you could even have it like, if I have it there, can you access it from this side? Is that it? That is it. Okay, hold on. Let's put this back. Ooh. Is there any way? I don't think there is. I don't think that I can get that enchantment table in any spot. Like, I'm trying to go pixel perfect, but I think the hopper's box is in the way. The hopper's hitbox. To be sure, in fact, we could move it over by 1, and then we're behind that instead, aren't we? We'll do that. And then we're 100% sure that nobody can scam the system. Grab the andesite back. Grab the enchantment table back. Oops. And then what we can do is have a sticky piston. And some, and I deliberately go into the andesite then typically. Fly. like that, and like that. Now, when this is activated, nope, we're one block too low. When this is activated, it will cover up the enchantment table, like that, and you won't be able to see it. There'll be a grass block there, you won't know. But then when you get all three, it undoes it for a short period of time. It's still hidden on the map. You might not know where it is. Then you can enchant your stuff, but then that'll close. And maybe it'll change every minute. We'll do a minute timer, I think. Every minute it'll open. It'll open up for maybe another minute, and then it'll close for a minute. Okay, so it's just inconvenient more than anything. Inconvenient to the player. I really like that. Okay, let's grab ourselves some wool. We want a light blue for speed, red for health, green for strength. I'm going to take the strength away. We're going to go for healing. Healing and speed. I think that's the only two that I want on here. So, let's go inside some spots. These are very easy. I'm just going to place these down for the moment. We don't want them in a spot, though, that people can, like, nick them out from underneath. I can cover it up. We can put them where we like. Okay, so we'll have a healing one there. And we'll have a speed one there. We shall have... I can't get into that area. And I can't get anywhere out here. But what I'll have is I'll have, like, a red one there. A blue one in this one. Yeah, just like that. In this one, we'll have a red one. So what have we got? We've got one, 2, 3 red ones, 2 blue ones at the moment. So we'll have another blue one here. And I think that's good. I think that's all we want. We've now got red and blue potions dotted about the map. We don't want to have an infinite amount, because otherwise you're going to be able to survive forever if you've got infinite healing ones. In some of these ones, what we can do is have the hopper armor givers. So let's just stick some hoppers in the ground to help us locate and remember where we want these. So we'll have one in here. You just throw them. You'll be able to throw in your golden nugget and it'll fire something back. So people don't cheat and get it from the outside. We'll just cover it up. We can just... I don't know. It's pretty tricky to nab anyway. But like we can put the slabs down to stop people from cheating on it. So we'll have one in this caravan. We'll have one in... There's a blue one in that one. We'll have one in this caravan. Can I get in here? I can. One in this caravan right there. So that's 1, 2. We've got a red one in that one. I'm going to go around the side here. I'm going to have one third one there. They're just sort of placeholders at the moment. So that's 3 of them. We'll have one maybe around here hidden behind the desk. 4. And one in the other toilets. Oh yeah, they're hoppers as well. They're not in the floor. They're not in the floor. No, I don't want one in there actually. Do we want any more? We've got 4 of them. No, we're going to want more than 4. We're going to want... I don't know, because you can get armor from zombies now, can't you? I don't know if they'll spawn out of an egg, won't they? Yeah, armored zombies. They'll be able to drop them. 4. That gives... If it was 4 people, that gives them a hopper each. If it's 2 players, that gives them 2 hoppers each. If it's on their own, it gives... Yeah, no, I like 4. Yeah, having 4 people there. These are pretty easy to build as well. Have we got enough time to build one? Yeah, I think we've got enough time to build one on camera. Let's see if I can remember how to build them exactly. For the moment, we'll have a chest. Okay, so let's just go over here. What we need to have is the chest that it eventually ends up in, like your golden nugget. It's going to end up into there. You're then going to want to have a hopper going into it. You're going to want a block on this side with a comparator and a hopper going into that. Then we're going to want another hopper on top. This is the one that feeds into it. So we're going to go into that block there, and then this hopper is going to go into that hopper. Now, this hopper right here is going to be the incorrect chest. If I set this up to take golden nuggets, which is what we want. Oops. Golden nuggets here. In this hopper right here, we're going to end up with some golden nuggets in there. 22 to be precise. I'm going to take out a little bit of a hole here. Like this. That's the layout that you're going to want. Let me just take some of this away so you can see the shape exactly. You're going to want a piece of redstone here and here. A repeater facing into that block. And a torch on there. That locks that hopper shut then. So, I think that's right. If I put in an item in here, it shouldn't go through. Good. So you put one in each one, like that. And then put 18 in the first one. 18. Okay, now this is a magic number. At 18, the signal strength is 1 block in length, nearly 2 blocks. If I add one more item into here, as you can see, it straight away went back down to 18 again. And that's because as soon as it hit 19, the signal strength went to this redstone dust, which powered this repeater, powering that block, inverting the torch, unlocking the hopper, allowing one item to drop through into that hopper, putting it into the chest. At the same time, when this dropped down to only 18 in this first slot again, it made the signal strength too weak to be able to power the repeater, powering the block, inverting the torch, so the torch turned back on. Sounds really complicated, but really isn't actually that complicated. So if I have a... where is it? It's in the hopper still. That's okay. Put this here, and now what we can see, if I put a lamp on the end, where that lamp will now turn on. In fact, let's do it exactly how we wanted it. Dispenser with a piece of armor in it. Let's just put chainmail in there for now. If I drop something that isn't meant to go in here, let's cover this up so it doesn't accidentally fall in there. Like blue wool. Nope. I didn't get anything for it. Red wool? Nope, I didn't get anything for it. It's going straight into that hopper, straight into that one, straight into the chest. But if we throw in a golden nugget, boop, we got ourselves a reward. So it's as easy as that. So we can set that up underground at all the hopper locations. We've already gone through the Eye of Ender one, but I'll just show you guys again if you're new to the series. Very quickly, just before we end off the episode. Again, this uses comparators, and this is pretty easy. I mean, for example's sake, at the moment, I'll use a redstone lamp. If there's nothing in the end portal, the lamp's off. But as soon as you put an eye in there, the light lights up. Super, super simple. For the enchantment table, that's going to be hooked up to a piston, isn't it? A piston with an andesite block on top of it, with the andesite block here. And then the enchantment table is behind it. Just trying to get this in a realistic way as possible. We're going to want to have a block with a torch to power it. There we go. So at the moment, it's all blocked up. We can't see the enchantment table. It's built into the wall itself, isn't it? Yeah, like that. Built into the wall. But if we move this back a little bit, we have 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Put these down. Again, we done this not so long ago on the Adventure Map series. We had something like this. We had some blocks in front of them. We have some repeaters now between, like this, a torch at the end. And then we have some redstone that leads out into the back of this. All we've got to do now is put the end of our Eyes of Ender in each slot. If you put them in one of them, it doesn't do anything. If you put them in 2 of them, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't even matter what order you do it in. Any combination of 2 will not work. If I put it over here, look, it doesn't work. But as soon as you put the 3rd one in, it reveals itself. We had an autosave, so there's a bit of a delay there. But yeah, it's usually quicker. Look. Boop. There you go, and it opens it up. So it's as easy as that. What we can do is, instead of it going straight to the piston itself, we'll have it hooked up to a hopper clock, probably, seeing as though it's probably the least like laggiest clock that you have in Minecraft. Little hopper clock there, which I'll maybe show you next episode, that will move this up and down every minute, as long as all 3 Eye of Enders have been put in there. Super simple redstone when you think about it. It sounds complicated when you first talk about it, but once you actually get it laid out in front of you, I'm sure all of you guys can follow it at home. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe, and we shall see you in the next episode.